Supreme Court of India today noted that there is indeed a need to regulate the content on OTT platforms by also noting that there are also instances where pornography has been shown over these OTT platforms. Supreme Court of India bench led by Justice Ashok Bhushan was hearing Amazon Prime India head Aparna Purohit's plea challenging the Allahabad High Court order which had denied her anticipatory bail in connection to the several cases registered against her for the web series Tandav. Supreme Court asked Solicitor-General Tushar Mehta to submit the recently passed OTT regulations in the court so that the court could examine these regulations and then hear this particular case. Solicitor-General also chipped in and supported the bench and stated that there are shows which are also filled with filthy abuses. Senior advocate Mukul Rohatgi, appearing for Aparna Purohit, argued that she was an employee of Amazon and that Amazon was not a party to the case and these were nothing but publicity interest litigations filed. A five-judge constitution bench of the Supreme Court, headed by Chief Justice of India S.A. Bobde, today proposed a creation of a temporary law by the central government so that additional courts could be set up across the country to try Section 138 Negotiable Instrument Act or cheque bouncing cases. The Supreme Court of India noted that the rising pendency in the Negotiable Instrument Act cases all across India was grotesque in nature and that the central government had a power coupled with duty to establish these additional courts so that the pendency can be taken care of. Solicitor General for India Tushar Mehta stated that it was indeed a welcome move and that after an initial discussion with high-placed bureaucratic officials, it was stated that indeed the government was okay with this proposal. However, this comes as a stark surprise to yesterday's submission of Additional Solicitor General Vikramjit Banerjee, who appeared and stated that the government was not in acceptance of the idea of creating additional courts and that it had alternate measures in mind to tackle the pendency of cheque bouncing cases. A Justice Ashok Bhushan-led bench of the Supreme Court today reserved its judgment on a plea by the state of Uttar Pradesh seeking the transfer of gangster-turned-politician Mukhtar Ansari from Punjab's Ropar jail to Ghazipur jail in Uttar Pradesh. Senior advocate Dushyant Dave submitted before the court that a state of Uttar Pradesh could not have approached the top court under the Article 32 petition since the state cannot claim a fundamental right violation. Senior advocate Dave also stated that the state of Punjab had nothing to do with a citizen criminal like Mukhtar Ansari and that the FIR was cross-checked with voice samples to test that indeed that extortion call was made by Mukhtar Ansari. However, Solicitor General Tushar Mehta conceded that indeed state cannot invoke Article 32 petition. However, it stated that in this case it was espousing the cause of those people whose fundamental rights were violated by Mukhtar Ansari for the past 2 decades and that the state has a responsibility to espouse the cause of the fundamental rights of its citizens. Senior advocate Mukul Rohatgi, appearing for Ansari, submitted that even under Article 142, the court cannot order the transfer of Ansari from Punjab to Uttar Pradesh. A Justice Rohinton Fali Nariman-led bench of the Supreme Court today issued notice on an appeal which had a considerable question of law on whether the erstwhile directors of a company can be liable under Section 27 of the Consumer Protection Act after a moratorium is issued to the company under Section 14 of the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code. One of the other related question of law in the appeal is whether the directors can be held liable for criminal proceedings if they don't comply with an order which is passed against the company which is on moratorium at the moment. The Punjab and Haryana High Court in this case had earlier ruled against the appellants who were the erstwhile directors of a construction company undergoing insolvency proceedings. The Justice Rohinton Fali Nariman-led bench also stayed the impugned High Court order in question today. Well, that's all from Supreme Court today. Do stay tuned with Supreme Court today tomorrow as well. And don't forget to like and share barandbench.com.